Simple IRAs are lesser used, but powerful retirement vehicles for sole proprietors or small businesses with only a few employees. Today, we'll touch on the big increases in contribution limits to your Simple IRA as a result of the Secure Act 2.0. Simple IRAs are designed for businesses with less than 100 employees and are often used by sole proprietors with few or no employees. Sections 109, 116, and 117 of the Secure Act have now given smaller, simple participants big increases in their contribution limits starting in 2024 and 2025. Let's assume sole proprietor Bob has $30,000 of net earnings from self-employment, shown on his Schedule SE for 2024, and he's 59 years young, as he says. How much of that $30,000 could he put into his Simple IRA before the Secure Act? First, he contributes the normal earnings deferral limit for 2024, $16,000. Next, because he's over 50, he contributes his normal catch-up contribution of $3,500. Following that, he adds in the normal required employer matching contribution, 3% of his earnings, or $900. So, before the Secure Act, his contribution would add up to $20,400. Not bad, but the Secure Act turbocharges these deductions in a few ways. Because Bob is a smaller employer with less than 26 employees, his normal salary deferrals and catch-up contribution limits are increased under Section 117. The normal earnings deferral limit for 2024 is $16,000. That number is increased to $17,600. His normal catch-up contribution would have been $3,500. His new catch-up contribution for 2024 under the Secure Act is $3,850. His new contribution limit for 2024, after taking into account the Secure Act, is $22,350, $1,950 more than before the Secure Act. Next, also automatically available for smaller employers starting in 2024, is the increased employer contribution option. In addition to the required 3% match, Bob can choose to contribute up to 10% of his earnings as an additional employer contribution on top of his salary deferrals and normal match. That means he can contribute up to 13% of his earnings on top of any salary deferrals and catch-ups he makes for himself, making the Simple IRA plan even more comparable to a normal 401k plan. Finally, Section 109 of the Secure Act allows even higher catch-up contributions starting in 2025, but only for people aged 60 to 63. Starting in 2025, people aged 60 to 63 can make catch-up contributions of $5,250, a lot more than the standard $3,500, and even more than the enhanced catch-ups under Section 117 we just discussed. These turbocharged catch-ups for people aged 60 to 63 are aimed at allowing people who may be behind on their contributions to make up ground a bit faster. Holy cow, that's a mouthful. But all in all, the gist of the Secure Act is to allow workers and sole proprietors to sock away more tax-deferred money for retirement if they choose to do so. The rules can be a little tricky, and the numbers will change slightly each year as amounts are adjusted for inflation. But simply put, small business owners and their employees will now get increased salary deferrals, increased catch-up deferrals, especially for people nearing retirement, and increased employer contributions, all ready for the 2025 tax year. Simple plans are even closer now to standard 401k plans, while plan administration and reporting remain simpler. So there you have it. Now you know at least enough to be dangerous. Thanks for watching, and ask us if you have further questions.